So first you need to understand what is Ajax. And what is ASP.NET. Only Ajax we can't do anything. Always we can take the help of Ajax. So that means ASP.NET with Ajax. It is for the complete page submission. That is for full page submission to server. So this is, we call it as asynchronous. Synchronous and asynchronous. And this is for partial page submission. You don't need to submit the whole content of the page. You want to modify only a small part of the page. Only that part of the content is submitted to server, and again server will give the response back to us. So here this is for partial page submission. So here Microsoft has given web server controls. In this we can have another controls, Ajax controls. Here is by default Ajax extensions will come, and the other one is Ajax control toolkit. All controls are coming from this DLL. This is in the toolbox. By default it is there. So toolbox, built-in controls, and this is for a separate DLL. A separate DLL are the controls. So now we can observe file menu, new website, ASP.NET website. We can see Ajax site. Click on OK. Now take your form. Add a form. Now we can see here we have a tab called as Ajax extensions. So basically here these five controls. Script manager. Now you will see update panel and timer. Okay, so what it is showing, the version is 4.0. Now go to Solution Explorer. While we are taking a project, go to File menu, New Website. It is 3.0. That means it is for 3.0 framework. It is asking that please create the application under 4.0. So right click. Property pages, build menu, change this one to 4.0. Then method apply. And now it is the controls, both are visible. One is a timer, the other one is update panel. So if we are not updating anything, what happen? If we will update anything, what happen? We will see. So here a label control which is going to take the time. So double click on the timer, label 1 dot text equal to today whatever the time is, system dot date time dot now dot roast time. So now it is having property called as interval. Every 1 second, 1 second is 1000 milliseconds. Every 1 second, we need to run this logic forever. So now we can view in browser. Okay. So now what it is showing here, update panel UCAP, but it requires a script manager. The script manager must be appear before any controls that needed. So all these controls are by default, it will convert to HTML and all. But especially for Ajax, it is informing to the web server script manager. So only run the page asynchronously. So right click, property, there. Enable partial rendering. So what is it? It's partial rendering. Enable asynchronous postback for the update panel control on the supported browsers. To override this, default browser supports the detection. Now it will be support the partial detection. So now we just save the changes, refresh the browser. So now see here, you can observe that every page is refreshed. Every 1 second the data is changing. Now we can have some registration form, something like that. If we have other text boxes in the same, now we can place some controls like this. Now go to refresh. See? Now we are supposed to type in. Automatically what happened? It is disturbing the content. Whatever we typed, it is automatically getting to be refreshed, so they are unable to type the data. So what we have to do? Don't submit the full page. Now this is the update panel. Keep the timer control inside the update panel and keep the label also inside the update panel. Only submit this part of the data. So now we can save the changes. Right click on this one, view in browser. So now it is changing as per this time. Now whatever you want, you can apply this. So it is not going to disturbing the content. Parallelly, its work is going on, it's executing, and we can do the work also. So this is what we call it as partial page submission. In the page, wherever that part of the data you need to be continuously execute, but without disturbing the other content, then always we need updates. Now here in this, how it will be work based on enable partial rendering. Now we can say false. Save the changes. View in browser. Okay. So now here again, even though if you type the here, this is automatically page is getting to be refreshed. So how this asynchronous will work? Asynchronous will work completely based on script manager. One of the property called as partial page rendering equal to true. So if it is true, this is partial page updates. And if it is false, same as it is in ASP.NET. Okay, so this is. So here, Ajax has some features introduced in 3.5, and it's a new development technology given by the open standards of WHC. You can use this for Java, you can use this for PHP, use this for ASP.NET. So ASP.NET Ajax, PHP Ajax, Java Ajax, and so on. So now one of the most powerful is dynamically we can send the data to the web server. In 2007 year, Microsoft Corporation is introduced Atlas before Ajax is Atlas. This is for Ajax is later renamed with Atlas as Ajax. It's a client-side technique, means most of the programming will run on a browser only. So user can give the language for us JavaScript and XML completely. Internally, whenever we executed our project, so normal execution and this one we can understand here. Execute. That's fine. Now here this is application. So here it is Google Chrome. It is not showing any of the scripts and all. Now the same run in Internet Explorer. Go to Tools menu. There Internet options. There we have Advanced tab. Disable script debugging. Uncheck the checkbox and click on Next. And then click on OK. So now we just refresh the browser. Now it is showing compatibility view. Now we can go to Visual Studio. Here some client-side files will be going to load. Browse with Internet Explorer. Settings confirmed. If you're working with the Visual Studio 2010, the client-side scripts files also will shown here. So how it is generated and what type of things it is created and all. So now they are hidden. So here it is showing as client side. One folder it will create and the browser, whatever it is showing, everything that will become. Okay.
Sorry, ma'am, didn't get what did you say? If we are working at 2010?
ASP.NET, yeah, normal ASP.NET application directly will run. Okay, ASP.NET with Ajax, if you're supposed to run, it will add the script files at runtime. Okay, by
Okay.
applying the HTTP protocol. It is
Okay.
finding there XML HTTP protocol will come. Okay, XML means which is used for carrying the data also.
Okay.
We didn't added anything, just we created a page, empty page. Automatically here at runtime it is adding all the scripts resources. Okay, and this is from our work will be starts from here, div, panel, all the things. So these scripts will be supporting for partial page updates. So these scripts lines, it will shows for us here only. Now you are running under Ajax for easily to identify. So here asynchronous Ajax is a client-side technique which will be follows the languages called as Java and XML. Okay, and this is a JavaScript function, and we can create a function and we can call the function depends on scenario. Traditional website, postback website, Ajax website. So what is a traditional website? HTML websites. And what is page post backing websites? ASP.NET websites. And what is the third one? Ajax website. Okay. So the limitation of traditional websites are overcome with the post backing. And the mentioned post backing websites are page is submitting and again back to browser. Okay. Example, button click, drop down list, select index, change, calendar, date selection. Okay. All the things will be going to submitting, click events, and select index, changing events and all. So whenever we apply such type of activities, definitely the page will be getting refreshed and all of its previous values will be lost. Okay, so now here we can have look at the web server reducing the burden, and we can submitting the partial page updates. So for this we have server side, another one is client side. Now this is by default Ajax controls are there. Update panel, whatever controls you used, always the first control should be script manager, and only one script manager in one web form. We cannot use many script managers in one form.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. So now here, generally in online, if so much of content is there and shows that please wait while the page is loading, something like customized message. Okay. So that is what we call it as spin images. So here we can see.
Ma'am, are you feeling okay?
Yeah. Spin image. Hmm. Now we will take this image. Go to images, add one more folder. This is for images. Now right click on this one, add it. Now here some process is going on in update panel. So we need to update the process to the end user because whether it is processing or not. So here we can apply update progress. In this update progress, we can add this control. In this update, please wait while the page is loading. So now this is the update progress control. For association of which control, we can apply update panel 1. Process is done or not, check it. If the process is done, then show this until the process is done, show this control. Once process has done, it will leave. Now we can wait for some time. For that, we can write here as uh, system dot thread every piece of process. System dot threading there thread dot sleep. So don't run the code until 5 seconds. And then afterwards automatically run. Now right click view in browser. Okay, that is. So every 5 seconds it will be showing because once we have done, then we can remove also. So it is doing something back and it is getting to be updated. We have kept that one in the timer. That's why every 5 seconds it is working. But if it is a normal button, whenever button is clicked, only that 5 seconds it will come. Okay, that is. So here the extension controls, it is going to requesting the page from the user, that's a client, and we can convert that code to JavaScript and related controls to XML. Always we can remember Ajax is a combination of JavaScript with XML only. Okay, and here whenever you can take a button, can take a date in the calendar, review items, and a page with not post backing. All these are all will be executed by server. But if you are applying inside the update panel, then it is going to take that part of the controls to server and it will take the HTML code and display it. Okay. Now here Ajax controls toolkit, script manager, update panel, update progress, timer. All the controls are depends on script manager. Which part of the data you want to be updated? We can use update panel. And while you are doing some work in update panel, we need to show something to the end user. Then we can use update progress. Now here is Ajax controls tools. a special DLL we need to install. See, first you download Ajax control toolkit.dll and then you can add the control to the toolbox. So script manager, just now we have seen update panel syntax. Inside content template it will come. Just time refresh with Ajax, without Ajax. If you are clicked on without Ajax, okay, it will refresh. With Ajax, without refreshing, the date and time will come. Now update progress. You can take update progress control. While it is loading, we can do some customized message like this. Loading, please wait. So this is wait for 3 seconds. Afterwards, run the code. Meanwhile, update progress message will show up to 3 seconds. And this is the timer control. Continuously display the time. It will run every 1000 milliseconds, goes to 1 second. So this is how to add Ajax controls to the toolbox. So we can right click on the tab, there add tab as Ajax controls, open browser, download Ajax control toolkit, then add all the controls to this one. Then it will be going to display the extenders, validation callout extender. So here we can apply the extender for existing controls. So now you will see download.
And should the other control should always be within the update panel? Update panel.
No, the script manager is this, and script manager proxy update panel. Any controls you can keep it inside the update panel. Normal.
I mean, the timer could have been outside the update panel.
Outside the update panel, normal ASP.NET page.
Okay. If we want to apply something on that, then we can put it inside the update panel, right, ma'am?
Yeah, if you want Ajax functionalities, partial page updates if you need, then we can put our design inside of update panel.
Okay.
So if you are not used update panel or if you are not updated anything, then it will not goes to asynchronous post partial page. Okay. So update panel main purpose only partial page submission.
Okay.
So here we can have extenders. So first we need to download Ajax control toolkit for Visual Studio 2002. Whatever version we install depends on that, we can download it. And now here we can click on this. Here Ajax control toolkit, Visual Studio. So once we clicked on this, it is going to give the setup file. So it will download the DLL like this. Now we will add the controls. Once download has done, one point zero, 1.2, 2.0, 3.5 is there. Second.